Hello, and welcome to the September 2024 edition of Florida by the Numbers. I'm Sheridan Morby, Senior Research Economist for the Florida Chamber Foundation. I'm excited to walk you through what's happening in Florida's economy. Let's dive in. The Florida Scorecard is a great resource for high-level state data, but also data at the county level. This month's update is focused on Florida's economy at the state level, but if you want to know what is happening in your county, check out thefloridascorecard.org. It covers a variety of data points, including employment statistics, like the number of net new jobs that are needed by 2030 in your county, housing figures, the latest inflation rates, and more. Looking specifically at the most recent changes in Florida's economy, August was a month of slow and steady growth. We didn't see a lot of fluctuation in employment, with 2,000 jobs added. Although there was just a slight increase over the month, we are moving closer to 10 million non-agricultural jobs in Florida and expect to surpass that milestone in the next few months. 8 of the 10 major industries saw annual job growth in August. Although there have been slight changes in the trends here, some months all industries see growth, some months as many as half see dips, there are a couple of trends that persist. For example, the information industry most often sees a loss in jobs annually, with a dip of just under 1% this month. This industry includes jobs in areas like telecommunications, publishing, and broadcasting. Unemployment once again remained unchanged in August at 3.3%. The unemployment rate has remained unchanged at 3.3% since April of this year. This steady unemployment rate is within a natural range and nearly a percentage point lower than the national level. At the state level, open jobs and unemployment are coming more into balance, although it is important to note that due to how this data is collected, the over 400,000 open jobs is likely an underestimate of the workforce needs in the state, meaning the gap is larger than shown. This data varies by county, with even closely neighboring counties like Hendry and Palm Beach County seeing significantly different workforce challenges. You can't talk about the workforce and not talk about housing. Similar to Florida's labor market, the housing market has seen little fluctuation over the year. Single-family home sales are slightly below where they were a year ago, and median prices are actually down annually for the first time in a while. This median price of $411,000 is still much higher than pre-pandemic levels, but in this new normal for the housing market, it is a relatively stable figure. The stability in prices is likely because of an increase in inventory. Single-family homes are just one part of the housing market. Another big factor is the rental market, as 1 in 3 Floridians rents their home. Similar to the single-family housing prices, rent saw a rapid increase in 2021 and 2022, but has been fairly stable in the past year. Currently, the median Florida rent is about $1,500. This puts Florida's median rent at 12th highest in the country, compared to 14th highest prior to the pandemic. The housing market is influenced by inflation, which is a big concern for both consumers and business leaders. Inflation has been cooling, now down to 2.5% at the national level and 2.3% in the southern region. This cooling inflation has influenced a much anticipated decision by the Federal Reserve last week to cut interest rates. The 0.5 percentage point interest rate cut was larger than expected and aims to stimulate the economy in a slowing job market. While impacts will not be immediate, this cut is expected to lower borrowing costs for consumers, meaning that interest rates for car and home loans could see drops in the coming months. This cut to interest rates aligns with our 2024 Florida economic forecast, where we expected rate cuts in the second half of 2024. We continue to stay up to date with the latest metrics related to our entire forecast and have seen the new normal in the economy that we expected. Housing prices are in line with what we anticipated, and job growth is slowly but steadily increasing. As we approach the end of the year, we will continue to keep stock of where Florida's economy stands as we begin to look ahead to 2025's forecast. Before we wrap this update, I hope you and your leadership team are making plans to join us October 21st through the 22nd in Orlando for Florida's premier annual business leaders meeting, the Future of Florida Forum, also known as F3, and Florida Chamber Annual Meeting. Florida's leaders review what the future of Florida looks like, what's working, what's not, and how we're doing on our progress towards achieving the 39 goals of our Florida 2030 Blueprint to ensure Florida's economic prosperity and global competitiveness. Register by scanning the QR code on the screen. To stay up to date as soon as Florida's latest metrics are released, we have a couple of resources for you to stay informed between now and next month's By the Numbers. Follow at FloridaBTN, which stands for By the Numbers, on X, formerly known as Twitter, where these and other updated figures are posted regularly. Also, be sure to check the floridascorecard.org on a regular basis. These expected metrics will be added as soon as they become available at both the state and county levels to help Florida's leaders lead with data-driven insights. The Florida Scorecard and our team's accompanying research and analyses on these metrics are made possible by the Florida Chamber Foundation's community development partners, companies with a statewide footprint committed to fueling the research and solutions for Florida's long-term economic success. If you have any questions regarding the topics covered today or the work of the Florida Chamber Foundation, please reach out to me through the information on the screen. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in October for the next edition of Florida by the Numbers.